Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Drifting Rust. At the back there's a Skyline, and over here there's a 190. Familiar? Yep, that's my neighbour's 190. We have the manifold, we have the clutch kit, we have the turbo, we have all the goodies to make that sucker fast. So the plan is, today I'm gonna put the radiators, AC, blah blah blah, everything back on. I'm gonna start taking the exhaust manifold off. That's a bit rusty crusty, but I have the right spanners, I think, to do the job easily. Blah blah blah. And yeah, I need to start making intercooler pipes. I actually don't have the turbo in me. I think it's still with him. But yeah, we have quite a lot of work to do, so let's get cracking, because all that work is waiting for me, and it's 7 p.m. already, but that's the only time I have free when I don't do body shop jobs like this one and the one over there. So let's get cracking. So plan is take these manifolds off, put them in the boot. That pipe will have to be run at another place, like from there around the reservoir, around the booster and stuff like that. It's gonna be a bit tricky, but that's the only way to do it, unless we squeeze some space here and there, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I have a bit of a concern how the RA coils are going to be fitting, because when you look, they're a bit poking out too much, so we might have to rip in them for the short coils. Same stuff, just different pin out. So yeah, that's it. The front ones, you can gun them with the impact gun. They all fall out pretty nice and easy. I don't know if I have showed you the car running, but it sounded like there's a exhaust leak. Well, I think I found it. That ain't even tight. Yeah, that's not tight at all. Like, yeah. So there's the exhaust leak. And yeah, on these one, on the back one, you can get only the front one with the impact gun. Everything else, well, you're gonna exercise front to back. And the good thing is I'm doing it with a 6-sided, so I need to get it like perfect. Like I don't have much movement, but what I'm gonna do soon, let me just get them all nice and loose. I'm gonna get them all nice and loose, and then I'm gonna go and grab a 12-sided 12 mil, like that little fella over here, so I can get more, like I can put it on more spaces. Yeah, much better. It goes in so much easier. Like over here on this one doesn't make much of a sense, but when we get down to the ones where we cannot really get a full-on throw, then that's gonna come in real handy. Right, a little bit more updates on the turbo project for my neighbor. Got some studs, basically M10 bolt, which I've cut the head off, stud. Yeah, and I have done some modifications to the power steering line, the return one. I have cut it up a little bit so I can free up some space for the wastegate. Let me show you that. So this is the unit that we're going with. It's a Kangaroo Steam M103 manifold, and to make the big blow fit, you have to basically turn that around, the return. I will turn it around, go that way, and this probably gonna go braided, so we have a bit more space and flexibility, but for now it will work. And the wastegate just fits right over here in this area. So yeah, this exhaust pipe I'm going to remove in a little bit. I just need to jack up the car a little bit more. This is going to go on the intercooler. I'm going to chop this off basically, and that is going to go in there. Really tight fit, but once it's in there it will fit just behind the radiator bar and we'll have enough space for Jubilee. Yeah, that's about it. So basically the pipe cuts continue. Now I'm making the bottom part of the cold side of the intake. I have also welded some pipe cuts on the intercooler. Basically I don't need 90 degree, 45 degree anymore. Just give me straight. I'm loving it. Just cutting and welding, cutting and welding. And I think I'm getting better slowly. But yeah, practice makes perfect, I guess. Also, when you order wrong parts, try to save them first before you return them. That's what we're doing right now. So in the intercooler, get the inlet and an outlet of 2" and 25s, and we need a 2.5. So basically George made a chop it up and weld new pieces. That's it. So let me show you what I'm doing right now. So as I said, the intercooler was a little bit wrong, so I fixed it. This goes inside now, and as you can see, come on, focus. The welds are getting a little bit better, nice and consistent. I'm trying to. My hands are really wobbly, so I'm doing my best. But yeah, I chopped it on both sides like that, and this is the cold side. Once I get the intercooler mounted and the cold side finished, I will start the hot one. This is the pipe cuts. So these are 7 degrees pipe cut. So basically it's a 7 here, but it's 14, 14 and so on around. These, on the other hand, are 10 degree pipe cuts for a quicker turn. I think I like these more. Although these made incredibly sharp 90 degree turn, you can see the welding when you're welding in on the inside, because they're so close together, they actually join the weld, unless you're doing a tiny weld like this. But as I said, practice makes perfect. I'm trying to utilize the style of welding, and also whatever is easiest, and also whatever is cheapest as well, because for these welds there's a lot of materials going in, a lot of gas, a lot of welding, you know, sticks and stuff like that. At the moment I'm on my 20th, and although I have a lot, they're quite expensive. So the gas, as example, is £118 for the bottle, and we're halfway through that already. So it is what it is. I've done more cuts. I'm gonna clean them up a little bit, and then yeah, start fabricating the bottom piece which joins the intercooler. So basically making the piece that joins this and the intercooler. It needs to be a 45, almost 60 degrees bent, to join with that, with a straight piece basically. But yeah, little by little, slowly we're getting there. So today is day number 3 of George welding. Stuff is getting better, obviously. On the 3rd day, I just finished welding the hot side of the intercooler. I'll show you how that looks. And then we have just a 190 degree that needs to be welded, and that's it. There we go. This is the cold side. Well, this is the hot side, and this is the cold side. Pretty much, I tried to make them identical. This one, the degree is a little bit sharper because I wanted to go under the chassis rail and over, and so I had to make a larger degree, but I think it's better. It's getting there. Come on, focus. These are not cleaned as well. That's cleaned up one with the wire brush. These are not, and I think all that is going to be painted black, so it will look even better once all is that done. So I'm going to fit this on the cold side of the turbo. I need to weld in the blower valve and the temperature sensor funky thing, which I need to shorten. So yeah, let's get to it. That's how that's gonna sit. I'm just gonna clean up the welds around and we can weld it on. Yeah. So this is it. All the intercooler piping is being done. I'll show you just now. But yeah, 22 welds on the actual pipes that connect to the turbo and the intake. And I think another 10 welds in total on the intercooler. So 30 welds. Not too bad. A bit of practicing, which was much needed. They're way better now. Let me show you. So this is the intake. We have the piece that the blow valve is going to connect to. Then I've put a bung over here for the temperature sensor on the end of this pipe, because I just couldn't be bothered welding just this. I just made a small weld to hold the jubilee and the silicone joiner from not coming off. This is just to angle the 90 properly for the turbo, and that's it. This is the shortest intake pipes that I have ever done for 190, so I think that's gonna work in a quite good favor for quick turbo, no lag and stuff like that. Yeah, we have one of these tile things which is gonna sit right over there, nice and neatly packed next to the intake. It's gonna be quite nice. Today JC from JC Customs did a full stainless 3-inch exhaust from the beginning all the way to the back. Luckily this car is pre-cat, so it's a whole straight through. I think at the end we might end up putting a back box in it because it's ridiculously loud. But yeah, he did that in a couple of hours. He had other jobs, he just barely squeezed us in. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm just doing a minor fix-ups because I wanted the exhaust to be higher, but he didn't have the time to play with it. So I was like, don't worry about it, I'll just fix it. It's good enough, it's perfect actually. So yeah, let's have a look. So this is it. So down pipes over comes from the top. I know you can see, I'll show you the top later. Goes into this funky angle that he's done here. Then it goes to a V-band, and then a thick goodness going all the way down. We had to bend this on the machine because we literally didn't have the right bends, and it's just a straight pipe. So it doesn't touch anywhere, it doesn't vibrate. It's really loud, so even if it does touch, we're probably not gonna hear it. But yeah, it's amazing. It does the job amazingly well. It's not leaking anywhere. I need to see if my fix did a leak or not. I've managed to raise it up. It's not massively up, it's still the lowest point of the car, but it's much better. I think I raised it up like 2 centimeters or something like that. I'm gonna cut some of that off so it's like in the same sort of a level. I have a quick oil leak that I need to fix up here. I need to build the screamer pipe because he didn't have the time for that. Also, I need to put the screamer blanket. We have from Funk Motorsport some goodies. So we have that little blanket that goes around the Westgate. We have this, which is probably gonna go over the booster pipe. We have some of that, and we have some other stuff as well. Basically coil number 6 is really close to the exhaust. It's almost touching. Well, now with the wrap it's touching completely. I have wrapped the upper part of the downpipe as well, with hopes of keeping the coil for a little bit longer. We have ordered some 2mm aluminium to build as a shield around the coils, but that hasn't arrived yet, so tough shit. But yeah, let's do a little bit more work. Let's fix that AN leak that we have over there. And yeah, get the car ready for the dyno tomorrow. We might end up having to drive the car, which is ridiculous, but it is the way it goes. So we're just gonna have to man up and drive it. But yeah, see you in a bit. So this is the screamer pipe. Basically dumps next to the sump. welds are getting a little bit better, slowly. I'm actually kind of happy with that. So that is gonna go right over there. Don't know you. Yep, perfect. So let me fix that fitting over here, and then we're gonna mount that. We might need to shorten it a bit though, so it doesn't hit the floor. So yeah, let's do that fitting over here. I have a new one. I'm just gonna swap this leaking one, and I think I might shorten that. I would prefer it to dump after the plastic, but Jay's been hitting the sway bar, which is behind the plastic, so I don't really want him to hit that because it might crack the manifold if he hits it hard enough. So yeah, the fitting and then screw pipe, then wash the engine down, and yeah, get it going. Okay, so one last look under the car. There's our screamer pipe, just showing Shy under there. And I was saying he's been hitting that quite a lot. You can see he's been scraping a little bit, but it's fine. You can see how much the downpipe is protruding down, but it is the way it is. It has to be like that. There's no other way. Bumper is mounted, everything is mounted. I'm gonna lower the car down, run some vacuum lines, wash the engine, wash the car, and I'm going home because it's again almost 9 o'clock in the evening. George needs to have some rest because tomorrow is this hour and a half driving, and if I have to drive that's gonna drown my ears off. So yeah, gonna wash that, pack it up, and I'll meet you tomorrow at Redline Tuning. So a bit of a bad news. Well, it's all good. We just dropped the car at Redline Tuning, but unfortunately they're too busy, so they won't be able to get to the car today. They said they're gonna try to get it ready for Monday, but for you guys they're gonna take some videos and stuff like that, some explanation, so we can show you, keep the content up. But yeah, unfortunately I cannot be there. I have basically explained how everything is being wired up and stuff like that, so we now just wait for Monday. Fortunately a bit of a wasted trip, but it is how it is. So keep posted. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.